sixth leading cause of death in the U.S. Excuse me. 1 in 10 Americans over the age of 65 has Alzheimer's. More than 5 million Americans are living with Alzheimer's at this time. And now the time has been reduced. It's down to 65 seconds. Every 65 seconds, someone within the United States develops Alzheimer's. And we saw the number 1 in 3 seniors die with some form of dementia. And 1/3 of Americans over 85 are afflicted with this illness. So that's a bunch of heavy news. And another statistic was the fact that Alzheimer's is the only disease in the 10 leading causes of death in the U.S. that cannot be cured, prevented, or really even slowed down. So this is a very heavy thing, but to help us through this morning, we are just thrilled to have Paula Huckabee with us. Paula, welcome.
Thank you.
Paula, her office is all over the state of Oklahoma that we've learned, and but she's here to talk about a big event that's coming up on August 3rd. So Paula, welcome to the Enid Television Network studios, and good morning to you.
Morning.
Good morning, Paula. Like Steve said, or like Steve highlighted, there's a lot of important points to this. And it's very important to always bring awareness. And this is, I think, one of the reasons why I love this topic this morning. We know that this event that you're planning is exactly for that, to bring awareness. So can you tell us a little bit about the Walk to End Alzheimer's of Northwest Oklahoma?
I can. It's like you said, it's on August 3rd. It's coming up very soon. And it is our signature fundraising event for the Alzheimer's Association. And I always say the walk does 3 things. It obviously raises funds for it to help us, and it spreads awareness, and it gives people who are affected by this disease a place to fight back.
Very good, very good. And you did mention it was in August 3rd. If somebody wants to be part of this walk, whether it's because they are hearing about it for the first time this morning or because they have someone that they know that suffers or suffered from this, can you tell us about how can we participate in this walk?
Yes, there are 2 ways that you can register for the walk. You can register online, and that is through nwokwalk.org, or they can come to the event, and at 6 o'clock we'll have a registration tent open, and they can just come and register there in person. But if you register at the website, there's the online component where you can link it through if you go through the participation center, you can link it up with your Facebook, and it will create a Facebook fundraising event, and then you can send an invitation to all of your friends and ask them to donate online, and it's very easy for them to do that.
Really cool. I actually was out there last year for this event. It wasn't planned. It was something that just sort of happened. And what caught my attention was 2 things. The purple, and I noticed these little flowers out there. I didn't know what the flowers actually represented, so I figured I'd ask you this morning.
Okay.
What do the flowers actually symbolize?
Well, our orange flower, and everyone who comes to the event and registers gets a flower. And the orange flower represents anyone who's affected or not affected personally by the disease but wants to see it cured. If you don't really have a personal connection, the orange flower is the flower that you can ask for. The yellow flower is for our caregivers. We are here for the caregivers. We really want to make their lives as easy as possible and help them be educated, because we know that there are 64,000 Oklahomans who have this disease, but there are over 200,000 caregivers. So there are a lot of caregivers in the state, and we want them to have their orange flower. Thank you. Thank you. Purple, I carry a purple flower. Purple is for folks like me who've lost someone to the disease. I lost my grandmother, Pauline Morrison, in May of 2006. So I carry the purple flower. And then those who actually have Alzheimer's or a form of dementia that are in the audience, whether it's Lewy bodies, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, they would carry the blue flower.
Paula, the Walk to End Alzheimer's in Enid is Friday, August 3rd. Here for Northwest Oklahoma, but there's probably events across the state. We were talking earlier about your offices from Southwest, Northwest Oklahoma, and Southeast Oklahoma. Are there other regional walks as well? This is a big one for this part of the state. But
yes, the Walk to End Alzheimer's of Northwest Oklahoma is here in Enid on August 3rd, and then on August 25th we have one in Lawton for Southwest Oklahoma, and November 3rd for Southeast Oklahoma, which will be in Ardmore, and then we have our 2 metro events in Oklahoma City and in Tulsa. The Tulsa Walk is in September, and Oklahoma City is in October.
And the easiest way, if someone is watching this from, say, Woodward, Enid, Billings, or whatever, and but they know someone in Tulsa, easiest way for them to find out these dates or remember these dates, is go to the website?
We do, and we have, you can go to alz.org/walk and just type in your zip code, but you can also utilize, we have really easy links. The Northwest Walk is nwokwalk.org and Southwest is swokwalk.org. Tulsa is tulsawalk.org. Oklahoma City is okcwalk.org, and Southeast Oklahoma is seokwalk.org. So we try to make it very easy for people to remember the websites.
Very good. I know earlier you talked about how this walk actually provides or does 3 different things for you, and one of those things is funding. Do you have any goals for this specific event? Can you tell us a little bit about that?
We do. Last year was our inaugural event in Enid, and our goal was $50,000, and we hit it. It was amazing. And this year our goal is $65,500. So we know we can hit that goal, and we're about just a scooch under halfway there right now as of today. So we're getting there.
All right, very good. And how? I guess obviously sponsors are the ones that make this possible. So can you tell us a little bit about what does it take to be a sponsor if somebody out there wants to actually sponsor this event?
Yes.
Tell us how.
We
how you can do that.
Now our shirts are in process, they're being sent, but you can still be a sponsor of the event. You just reach out to me, and every sponsor gets a booth space, and we provide a table and 2 chairs and a tablecloth, and then they're free to market their company or organization in that booth space. So just give me a holler. Our sponsorships range from $250 to $5,000. You can be the premier presenting sponsor, or you can be the event premier I can't speak today. It's early. Premier presenting sponsor for on the local level. It's the heat. It's getting to me. But then of course Edward Jones is our national presenting sponsor. So we're thankful for them.
Our very special guest today, this morning on Good Morning Enid, is Paula Huckabee. We appreciate Paula being here at 7:50 on this Thursday morning. Paula, you mentioned that the inaugural event was last year, raised over $50,000. Can you tell, Enid is a giving community. They give to a variety of causes. Where did the funds go? How are those funds used? People say, I'll write a big check, but I want to know where it goes.
Want to know where it goes.
Yeah.
Well, the majority of the funds raised go toward fundraising. I'm not fundraising, I'm sorry, for research and for our programs and services. The Oklahoma Association, we have counselors that will come, and they'll come to Enid and do a one-on-one counseling session. We want people to reach out to us and let us know that they want those services. And we do support group facilitating. It just helps us to sustain. And part of the money also goes to our national affiliation, so that we can fund things like our 1-800 number that is manned 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If someone at 2 o'clock in the morning, if their father is having a breakdown and they don't know what to do, they can call that number, and there's someone on the other end of that line who can help them, who can walk them through how to help calm him down, give them some tips and tricks to be able to diffuse that situation or whatever it may be. If they don't know when to put their loved one in assisted living or a nursing home, there's someone that can help you make that transition.
Yes, definitely. And like you said, the event is one of the main reasons why this takes place. It's definitely to raise funds to make sure that there's a lot of studies that can be done. So I think you guys do something to make it a little bit fun. So tell us a little bit about what happens when a certain person or group raises more than 500 or more than 1,000.
Okay, they're individual awards. You do get an event T-shirt when you raise $100, but when you raise $500, you're in our Champions Club and you get a Champions T-shirt. Now, and you also get a cowbell, a small cowbell. And we always say, this walk needs more cowbell. We got to have more cowbell. If you're familiar with that classic Saturday Night Live segment. And then when you raise $1,000, you're in the Grand Champions Club, and you get a special Grand Champions T-shirt and a larger cowbell.
I may be able to fit in this one.
Hey, yeah. We
Jumbo
want more
size.
cowbell. Yeah. But we need more cowbell at our walks, so we need more champions and grand champions. So strive for that $500 level if possible.
Well, that's a great purple
Yeah,
color.
it's-
Have we talked about the emphasis? You know, we were dressing this morning and you talked about the purple flower and stuff like that. The purple color, when did that originate? Do you know, Paula?
You know, I'm not really sure when that originated, but I always say that the purple represents the red passion of a fundraiser and the blue calming of our programs department, and we combine them together and we have
Okay.
purple. So,
Okay.
so thank you for wearing your purple.
Well, you're welcome. We certainly appreciate you being here this morning to talk about Alzheimer's. We've got probably 30 seconds. Is there anything that we missed that you need to share?
No,
In 20
just
seconds.
well, just that you know, registering on the website ahead of time, it helps us to be able to gauge how many flowers to bring, how many T-shirts to have on the ready for everyone bringing their $100 minimum donation, not minimum donation, but a minimum to get the T-shirt. And we also have some fun. We have a fun prize at the walk. So come out. There's a great ceremony. The walk is not long. It's less than a mile. Right. It's right at a mile. We walk right down around downtown and if you don't want to walk, at least come to the ceremony.
Paula Huckabee is our special guest this morning, talking about the Walk to End Alzheimer's coming up on August 3rd. So.